No one likes them. Regardless who's in charge, they're not politically popular. They make people feel uneasy.
Continuing coverage on how the government shut down and how it impacts you.
Coming up, recently I learned about safe spaces on our campus and how to stay safe when severe weather hits us here in Knoxville.
We are entering day 10 of the government shutdown. TVC News wants to bring you more information and constant updates. I'm Kyla Berry.
And I'm Kylie Atchison. News Director Grayson Thatcher joins us live from our newsroom to give us more information about the shutdown. Grayson?
That's right. We're in day 10 of the government shutdown. Republicans and Democrats have been locked in a standstill all 10 days. Now, I was able to speak to an expert to learn how this could impact you.
Regardless who's in charge, they're not politically popular. They make people feel uneasy.
What are some of those big things that people are trying to figure out? Why is this happening? What is that big?
Tax credits. That's the why. Under ordinary circumstances, both sides come together and they pass the continuing resolution and keep government open. That's been commonplace for the past almost 30 years. The why now is, I think that the Democrats are under tremendous pressure to deliver something and extract a concession from the Republicans.
Our main audience that we speak to is students. Is there anything that maybe that could possibly impact them?
It depends on how long the shutdown goes on. It depends on how long the federal employees are willing to put up with it, if they miss paychecks. It depends on how long federal suppliers are willing to wait until they get paid. So that all remains to be seen. I think in the short term, probably won't notice anything. If it goes on for a long time, how are they, students going to fly home? And if air traffic controllers are having to rely on food banks to make ends meet, then yeah, I think there's absolutely potential for just some disruption in their lives. If they want to go home for Thanksgiving, for example.
So how do you get out of this?
They have to compromise.
That's right. That compromise is a top priority. That is the only way for the government to reopen. Now, the biggest impact that you are going to be seeing in the near future really is tomorrow at the Tennessee game. There's not going to be a flyover at the end of the national anthem because of the shutdown. Now, to learn more and hear student reactions about this, make sure to tune into TVC Plus later today on our Instagram page at TVC News Now. For now, we're going to send it back to the desk.
The Vols are back in Neyland Stadium this week to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Jackson Berg is in studio to let us know the weather for game day. Jackson?
Yeah, that's right, Kylie. Let's take a look at the weather you should be expecting for game day this weekend. For the beginning of those tailgating hours at noon, temperatures will be around 65 degrees with the sun, making it feel a little bit warmer. Then we move to kickoff around 4 p.m., where the temperatures will reach the mid-70s, still with full sun in the skies, making it feel a lot warmer. Then cooling back down around 8 p.m. to those mid-60s, but with that sun setting, it is going to start feeling a little bit colder. I mean, I don't know if it can get much better than this for a game day. It is just beautiful weather. And I will be back later in the show with a full 4-day forecast for the rest of the weekend in Knoxville.
Thanks, Jackson. I don't know about you, but I am loving this fall weather. It's definitely sweatshirt season. So what began as just an idea 1820 has grown into much more than what two alum could have ever imagined.
Dawson Durrett joins us in studio to bring you more on the story.
Thanks, Kylie. As 1820 continues to grow, the organization must find a way to continue sharing messages and spreading the word. But how do they reach their ever-growing audience? Through social media. Take a look.
Word, thank you that it is spirit and truth and something.
Igniting a generation rooted in prayer. Co-founders Emmeline Bartlett and Lexi Fedd never imagined they'd see their vision quite like this.
We started with about 12 girls on the Ayers lawn, and now we have all of these beautiful women behind us.
With more than 1,000 members, the women's prayer group 1820 meets every Wednesday at 7 a.m.
So we lift up prayers silently, or we lift up prayers for our city, for the campus, and we also lift up prayers for each other through small group prayer.
Allie Sewell has been showing up since the beginning.
Just having the gift of girls that pray for you and want to see you succeed and, just really walk alongside you in your walk with Christ is such a gift.
Allie, like many others, found 1820 through social media. Bartlett uses her own platform to spread the word.
That everybody's welcome, and just being able to be that comfortable space and show that on social media prior to them coming was such an awesome tool that the Lord used to be able to bring all of these girls here.
With more than 6,300 followers on social media, students find the group and continue to come back.
Christ is such a gift, and I look so forward to it every week, and these girls are so special to me.
For these students, it's more than prayer. It's a place.
For more information on how to join, or if you want to learn more about their ministry, follow at 1820 Knox on Instagram. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Dawson. Some people bleed orange from birth, others just get lucky. One new Tennessee fan is making waves for how she decided who to root for, and it all started with a hat. Rebecca Painter, a new Vol fan who picked the Vols completely by chance, she asked ChatGPT for the top 10 colleges in football and put the names in a hat, randomly drawing them one by one till she was left with Tennessee at the end. She says she is already loving the energy.
It feels like you guys are like my in-laws, and I just got married in, and everyone's like, hey, welcome, we love you.
Now, not only has she received a lot of attention on her TikTok, she also got some goodies from the Vol shop so she can represent Tennessee in the best color possible. Welcome, Rebecca, to the Big Orange family. The Vols are back home this weekend and look to walk away with the win.
Before we go on?
Well, I also went to Stir, so last restaurant, Stir.
And we sat with Mike Keith to find out his road to becoming the voice of the Vols.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, one truth touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide. And when we grant wishes together, we create a movement of kindness, strength, and unity. Become a wishmaker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
Since 1888, the National Geographic Society has championed generations of explorers to conserve ecosystems, share stories, and deepen understanding of every species. Today, it's more urgent than ever to illuminate and protect the vibrancy of our world, because there's always another wonder for us to explore. Will you join us? National Geographic Society. Wonder awaits.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. And now is our time. Time for unbeatable experiences, for bold innovation, for historic moments. It's time to do what Vols do best. More life-changing research, more problem solving, more lighting the way. We have what it takes.
Dawson's at the end.
It takes a volunteer.
It is time for the Rocky Top Sports Report.
Yeah, guys, we are over here with the Rocky Top Sports Report, and I'll tell you what, the Volunteers are having a go at it today. I actually had a great opportunity to sit down with Voice of the Vols, Mike Keith. Now, Mike has had quite the journey. He started off in Tennessee working for John Ward. He actually moved from the Titans. He had an incredible 27-year career with the Titans before coming back to Rocky Top. I got an exclusive one-on-one with him. Talk about what it means to be back here.
Play fake, Tannehill.
You know the famous call.
Scoring, touchdown, Titans!
From Titans to Volunteers, Mike Keith's passion never changed.
Winning national championships, winning championships, period. Seeing our product get better to the point where maybe people think we're setting a standard.
Mike Keith got his start with the Volunteers when former voice of the Vols, John Ward, hired him at just age 19, although it wasn't all smooth sailing for Keith.
And I said Nayland instead of Needland. And John came on the two-way, and he said, where is Keith? And I felt like I was about that tall at that moment.
Despite that early slip-up, Keith's talent stood out. After 27 years with the Titans, he was inducted into their Ring of Honor in late September.
Your impact is to be part of just sort of documenting the process and to keep people informed and hopefully add to their enjoyment of it. You don't ever think that you'll have that happen.
Even with Keith's tenure with the Titans, the Volunteers still came knocking. He said he took a page out of Ward's book and took the challenge head on.
You have to live your life, and you've got to live it all the way out. You don't coast it, you live it all the way out. And that was the thought process in this. It's like, yeah, let's go get that.
And even today, Keith still remembers what Ward did for
and then
his
going to
career.
football after that.
John Ward is the biggest reason that I worked in this business. John Ward's the biggest reason I'm back here. John Ward's the biggest reason that I love broadcasting, love sports.
For Vol News, I'm Luke Lamery.
Well, Keith was so kind to talk to us. He said besides broadcasting, he's focused on helping students in the industry make it, much like John Ward did. Well, a lot of updates coming for Neyland Stadium. Mike Keith is there, but also Luke Combs is coming to Neyland Stadium just around the corner. We had Morgan Wallen here in Neyland just a couple months ago. He had an incredible concert. Now, Luke Combs added to the list of a couple of country artists making a Neyland debut. Also coming up next is Savannah Bananas making an appearance in May 2026. They'll stop by Covenant Health Park before a nice little game in May in 2026. You can enter in a lottery if you want tickets. Savannah Bananas coming around the country. They've been touring all over the place. A fun, electric brand of baseball. Coming up next in Neyland Stadium, besides football, besides baseball and concerts, we got some football. The Vols are out for revenge this weekend as Arkansas Razorbacks are headed into town. Our Sophie Starkey will be joining the game tomorrow. She'll be covering the game tomorrow. She'll join us and tell us how it's
Yeah, Luke, it is the
this game
second
is.
straight
Sophie?
season that Tennessee and Arkansas will face off after the Vols' bye week. Now, last season that did not end too well for the Volunteers with that 19-14 upset. That shook up the Vols' season a little bit, but Josh Heupel and the number 12 Vols hoping to write a different story on Saturday night. Over at Arkansas' side of the field, they're coming into this game 2-3. They've just parted ways with their head coach, Sam Pittman. Bobby Petrino stepping in as the interim head coach. And after that blowout loss to Notre Dame, they're coming into Neyland with new coaching, new energy, and a sense of urgency. So both teams got something to prove in Knoxville Saturday night. If you want some more analysis, tune into Torch Sports at 2 p.m. But for now, Luke, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sophie. And we look to the highest-ranked team on campus in Lady Vols soccer. The Lady Vols rose from the number 1 spot to number 4 in the rankings after a 4-1 win over Ole Miss in Oxford last Sunday. In fact, Sophie got a special look at Caden Norris, the goalie, playing a huge part in the team's success. Sophie, Caden's been killing it this year. I'm sure it was an amazing interview.
I'm literally sitting here like, what are you doing down here? This is crazy. That was goating. Yeah, Luke. Caden is a great player and an even better teammate. I got the opportunity to sit down with her, talk a little bit about her position and season so far.
The Lady Vols soccer team is having a record season, and their goalie Caden Norris has been a big part of that, opening the season with 5 saves against the number 1 team in the country.
I think North Carolina was probably the game where I was like, wow, this is like kind of my role now. Like, we have the opportunity to do something great this season, and I have the opportunity to be behind it and help the team.
From a young age, Caden knew that soccer was a part of her future.
My 8th grade year, I was playing soccer and volleyball, and I got to a point at the end of the year where I had to pick. It just felt like if I didn't pick soccer, I was going to be missing a part of myself.
However, being a goalie comes with a different set of responsibilities.
My position is more mental than it is physical, 100%. If you let in a goal or if you make a mistake, you have to forget about it because you have 10 people in front of you that you have to keep focused, and you have to keep them in the right spots and give them the right directions because ultimately you are setting them up to perform.
The Lady Vols only have one loss this season, and Kaden knows that this team is special.
Before every game, we kind of talk about it's like going to war. So like we'll do anything for first contact on the ball. Our back line, our defense, the back six, we'll do anything for a shutout. The biggest thing that I want to remember from this season is just being together with everybody. If we get a ring with that, that's going to be awesome, which we can definitely do.
Reporting from the Regal Soccer Stadium, I'm Sophie Starkey, the Volunteer Channel.
Kaden Norris had an exceptional season so far. If you want to catch her in action, you can. October 16th, they will be playing Florida in the Regal Soccer Stadium. Maybe they'll get another shutout. She's helped them get 10 so far this season. But that's all for me out here on the patio. Luke, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sophie. The volleyball team returned to action this week. After a comeback win over LSU, the 17th-ranked Lady Vols traveled to Austin Wednesday night to face second-ranked Texas. Now, Tennessee pushed the Longhorns to 5 sets but fell short, moving the record to 12-2 on the year. They'll look to get back in the win column this week as they travel to Ole Miss Sunday night, then return home to host the Florida Gators Wednesday. Now, while many of us rested over fall break, the women's golf team was busy bringing home some hardware. A 13 under par performance at the Mercedes-Benz Collegiate handed the program its first win since 2019. It also marks the first tournament win for fifth-year head coach Diana Cantu. Now the team has a week to enjoy the victory before heading to California for the Stanford Intercollegiate. Tennessee softball continued to move through their fall schedule over the break, picking up wins over Carson Newman, ETSU, and the Lady Vols improved their record to 3-0. Looking to remain unbeaten, this team hosts Lee University tonight at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. That's all for the Rocky Top Sports Report this week. Be sure to make Nayland loud tomorrow and beat Arkansas. Now we'll head it back to the desk for Kyla and Kylie. Guys, take it away.
Coming up, a look behind the glitz and glamour of Miss Knoxville.
All Campus Theater is coming to Rocky Top, and our very own Whitney Reamer is a part of that process.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, one truth touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide. And when we grant wishes together, we create a movement of kindness, strength, and unity. Become a wishmaker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
Since 1888, the National Geographic Society has championed generations of explorers to conserve ecosystems, share stories, and deepen understanding of every species. Today, it's more urgent than ever to illuminate and protect the vibrancy of our world, because there's always another wonder for us to explore. Will you join us? National Geographic Society. Wonder awaits.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. And now is our time. Time for unbeatable experiences, for bold innovation, for historic moments. It's time to do what Vols do best. More life-changing research, more problem solving, more lighting the way. We have what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
Welcome back, Vols. I'm Jackson Berg, and let's take a look at your 4-day weekend weather forecast here in Knoxville. I mean, as you can see, this weekend is looking to be gorgeous. Temperatures all weekend reaching the mid-70s throughout the day. But for any of you who are waiting for fall, don't worry. Mornings and evenings throughout the weekend are looking to be a little bit chillier. Drop into the upper 40s on Saturday and low 50s the rest of the weekend. Fortunately, we aren't seeing any severe weather in the forecast through the next week or in the near future. However, it's never too early to make a plan. I was able to learn more about what you should do in case of severe weather. Let's take a look. East Tennessee is no stranger when it comes to severe weather, but what is the best practice for students when it hits? UT student Ella Newsom lives on the second floor of a fort house.
We could text with our downstairs neighbors and shelter in place, or if we weren't able to do that, we could stay in a room with no windows.
Which is what Director of Emergency Management Brian Gard advises to do.
Anywhere low in the building in an interior room is what we advise people to go to.
Or on-campus signs can point you to the nearest shelter area.
Considering how big our campus is and how a lot of our buildings are so high up, that it's smart to have spaces that are safe for students.
Including an emergency management plan in every building on UT's campus.
Want to make sure you have a place to shelter and that you're monitoring the weather.
If no buildings are nearby, a car might be the safest option.
Where is the closest shelter? Is it your car? Sometimes it is your car.
Pulling into a parking garage if possible. With safety as a top priority, Gard has a final word of wisdom.
Pay attention to the alerts and don't come out until you get it all clear.
In Knoxville, I'm Jackson Berg, Vol News. Yeah, and the Safe at UT app also contains emergency weather information regarding earthquakes and tornadoes along with severe weather. That's all I have for you today. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Jackson.
Despite the government shutdown, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park will remain open until at least October 19th. While roads and trails are available to access, some resources such as visitor centers and rangers might not be.
Experts are saying it's more important than ever to be safe while visiting the park, as guests may not be fully aware of the unseen dangers of the Smokies.
You have to know what you're getting yourself into. You have to know the trail to a certain degree. You don't have to know everything about it, but you need to know elevation gains, whether it's strenuous, whether it's moderate, whether it's hard.
Now, while the Smokies are the most visited park in the United States, they average 125 search and rescue missions every year. Make sure to stay safe and travel with a buddy. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, our Kate Barber captures the story of a Tennessee graduate student who grew out his hair for 2 years, cutting off 13 inches to donate those battling cancer.
A University of Tennessee graduate student is turning his hair into hope. Eric Gomez Vieda grew out his locks for a reason that's deeply personal to many.
If it's something that I can do, like, I don't care what my hair looks like, but if I can grow it out and somebody can use it, kind of in their journey or their fight, why not?
For over 2 years, Eric let his hair grow out a full 13 inches, all with one goal, to donate it to those fighting cancer.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not going to cure cancer, but there's something that I can do tangibly just to help somebody else.
Eric's story is a simple act, but a powerful impact, and it touched the heart of someone who knows the battle of cancer firsthand.
I was more worried about my hair than anything else. I thought, oh my God, like, how am I going to do this? Like, I was in the prime of my life. I was going out every weekend, partying. How can I deal with this? And it was traumatic. When it starts coming out, I mean, it is like what you see on a Lifetime movie where you're like washing your hair and it's like in balls in your hands and you're like freaking out.
Lisa Santos heard of Eric's story through her niece at Tennessee and says it's gestures like these that help you stay positive.
Find little ways to battle through it and it'll be over before you know it.
A simple snip with a lasting impact. TVC News, Kate Barber.
I love that. True volunteer spirit from Eric right there. If you want to follow in Eric's footsteps, you can head to Great Clips to donate your hair to Wigs for Kids.
We are hearing from a technology university leader on what to do if you face a tech issue.
The Office of Innovative Technologies supports students, staff, and faculty for all technology needs, Providing campus with strong Wi-Fi access is just one of the many technologies that the office manages. If you have any issue, OIT says they are there to help.
The OIT help desk is always the first place to go. They can really answer anything from a classroom issue to a Canvas logging in issue to I was having issues with Wi-Fi. OIT help desk is your first stop.
Now, the easiest way to reach OIT is to visit their help desk in Hodges Library, as he said, in Commons North. You can go online to submit a form online at oit.utk.edu/help. Now, speaking of haircuts, you can get your own haircut for free right here on UT campus. Now, that's perfect for students with busy schedules or no way to make it back to the shop on campus. TVC got to check it out.
Room 270 in the Student Union was transformed into a pop-up barbershop this month. Students from the Master Academy of Barbering set up shop with one goal: making it easier for students like Logan Holt to stay sharp on campus.
Cool, free haircut, and I took a chance.
Holt was one of the many students taking advantage of the haircuts, giving barbers like Tilly Tillery plenty of reps along the way.
Just more cuts, more experience. You know, you can always strive to be better, progress. So,
for Tillery and many of the other barbers there, the pop-up was more than just giving haircuts on campus. It was another step in his journey to becoming a professional barber.
So I used to cut hair previously for like my homies and stuff, and then kind of started wanting to take it professional, try to get money from it. So that's how I ended up here.
The barbers showed off their versatility, giving a wide variety of cuts.
I got a fade, just like a 2 to a 3, and then took like an inch off the top.
For Holt, the experience and the final result did not disappoint. He says the cut stacks up with some of the best he's ever had.
He did an awesome job. It's probably one of the better haircuts I've had.
Sometimes you need that extra confidence boost that only a fresh cut can provide.
Now, if you want a fresh cut, the event will also take place again this Wednesday, October 15th in the Student Union from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Don't want to miss out.
Knoxville has a new queen. Megan Gadsden was crowned Miss Knoxville 2026, taking home one of the city's most celebrated titles.
But behind the crown is something not everyone gets to see. Caitlin Kirkpatrick sat down with the queen herself. Take a look.
Megan Gadsden has a new crown, but the story behind the sparkle is one full of passion, hard work, and a love for her home away from home.
One of the main things that drew me to move here was the positivity of all the people within the city of Knoxville. I feel like everyone really rallies around each other. The community, I feel like, is really there. And I think that's something that really resonates with who I am and my values and how I was raised. And so it means the world to me to be able to represent the city of Knoxville this year.
Before the stage and the spotlights, Megan was a little girl with big dreams. Her mom says performing came naturally, long before any crown.
Her dance teacher actually asked, had she ever done a pageant? Would she be interested? But she got started and she loved it, so she stuck with it.
Those early years turned into a passion. From her first local competitions to competing at Miss Knoxville on the big stage, Megan's journey has been grounded in hard work and heart.
The crown and the sash and the glitz and the glamour, that's just 1% of the job. That's 1% of the title. The rest of it is all the hard work that goes in behind the scenes.
Through Miss Knoxville, Megan hopes to advocate more for her community service initiative. It takes a child to raise a village.
Being able to go out into schools, preach about the importance of being an active face and building intentional relationships with people in your communities. And so I feel like I've been able to make a really positive impact.
She says it's all about how you show up for the people around you, whether it's working in your community or connecting with people to make a positive impact. With her family by her side and her love for Knoxville, Megan's story is just getting started. Reporting in Knoxville with Vol News, I'm Caitlin Kirkpatrick.
Now Gadsden will continue her journey by going on to compete for the title of Miss Tennessee later this year.
That's right.
The All Campus Theater, a student-run organization on campus, has a show coming up this weekend. All Campus Theater puts on 2 full productions each year, as well as host various workshops to grow and strengthen their community. Their goal is to create a space for theater lovers to engage with the art form and surround themselves with others who have the same passion for it.
Musical Theater Review, or MTR, is one of the organization's biggest productions of the year. that captures the fun of musical theater by incorporating a wide range of songs from Broadway shows and cabaret-style performances.
You're going to see a variety of numbers. You're going to see some slow solos and duets, as well as some really high-paced, fast, energetic, all-cast numbers.
Musical theater revenue is on track to perform tonight at 7:30 as well as 5:30 on Sunday. Doors will open 30 minutes before showtime. TVC reporter's own Whitney Reamer will also be performing in the show.
For those that missed the fall auditions, Good News MTR will happen again this following spring. Just follow act.utk on Instagram to receive more information.
Would you just... Excuse us, we actually had a technical error. We were going to look at some mini horses, but actually that's all we were going to have for you today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now. I'm Kyla Berry.
I'm Kylie Atchison. Have a wonderful weekend and
go Vols.